June 20th, 2022, the UNHCR organizing Global Creative Week for all refugees. What's happening to the Ambazonian refugees around the world and Nigeria in particular? Uprising in Ndu LGA as suspected armed Fulani militias killed 2 in Mbipngo village earlier today. The peace-loving denizens of Abakwa rescued injured gendarme. La Liga steps up financial fair play attack on Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain.
The number one most important thing for every Ambazonian to do right now is to draft. Draft and draft and draft. People of Ambazonia, draft.
From the savannah to the Midland and the Atlantic, Ambazonia has risen to fall no more. Ambazonia rise.
Dear Ambazonians on the home front and diaspora.
Dear Ambazonia freedom fighters in the home front and in the diaspora.
The Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is coming out to alert you that it is becoming more and more evident that the former British Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonians, will soon emerge as the newest nation in the world.
We are calling on all of us to start preparing to receive Ambazonia as parents prepare to receive their firstborn child. The media greatly influences society. They inform people about what is happening. It permeates people's lives by creating their own criteria and opinions. In this way, the media moves the masses, creating different social movements.
For over 60 years, the people of Ambazonia were deprived of such privileges. The privilege to enhance their own criteria and opinion. They have suffered cultural genocide for 6 long decades, but not in this age and not with Undaunted ABC Amba News on board.
You must understand that wars are fought and won in the media. The speed of the revolution and Ambazonia's quest for freedom cannot be explained without highlighting the diligent use of the media.
Franco-Cameroon colonizers, among other strategic moves, weaponized the media against Ambazonia for so long, and they continue to do so even today. The question would be, how much do the oppressed people of Ambazonia need to counter the media rage.
Indeed. How much more is required to stop the genocide? The carnage in Ambazonia didn't start today. In 1961, 1972, 1984, 1992, Ambazonians were slaughtered in huge numbers and help was not forthcoming. Why? Because the oppressor was the piper in the media.
The good news is we have what it takes to dictate the pace.
Right now, ABC Amba TV is taking advantage of the wonders of multimedia aggressively
to inform the misinformed and disinformed with Undaunted and other revolutionary programs bringing it to the news, untold stories.
Most importantly, to win the media war by taking ABC Amba TV into every multimedia platform.
In a word, where the importance of storytelling can never be overemphasized, Ambazonians has to tell her own story, not the other way round.
And like we say it always, Ambazonia must narrate her story accurately. We can do this together, you know, right? You are just a click away. Visit our website at www.abcambatv.com, and the steps are quite simple.
With just a click on the website, you can become a club member with so many benefits.
You can also make a one-time donation, advertise and showcase your goods and services at the marketplace on the website.
That was easy, right? You're welcome on board.
And thank you for opting for the winning team. Welcome to Undaunted, bringing into the news untold stories. I am Star Smart. Let's begin. Controversial UK deportation flights to Rwanda grounded after all asylum seekers removed. The European Court of Human Rights blocked such insensitivity, but you know what? The UK is set to challenge the court ruling that halted Rwanda deportations. Scandalous! We are just a few days away from the World's Refugee Day and would expect something better. The recent actions and manifesting of the British government has been described as border-day racism, outright contravention of human rights principles that the UK is expected to uphold. This attitude brings to memory so much. History has it that Great Britain abandoned their colonial territory, British trusteeship territory of Southern Cameroon prematurely, intentionally, and that's why the decolonization process of the former British Southern Cameroon, today Ambazonia, was botched. This is the same British that hastily eased on with refugees for whatsoever reason, but hasn't proactively taken a step to stop the genocide in Ambazonia. In tonight's Undaunted, we will focus most of these issues and related behavior of the British government towards refugees during the past few years. Meanwhile, Ambazonia is bleeding, the Ambazonian Restoration Forces are reinforcing, and July is fast approaching. What does the nation need to enforce Commander Willie's declaration? There's uprising in Undu local government area as suspected armed Fulani militia, the Umbaroros, kills 2 earlier today in Mbipgo village yet again. What are their objectives? Who is their sender? We will process these arsenals together, but first, let's get the prime headline.
Prime headlines. Controversial UK deportation flight to Rwanda grounded after all asylum seekers removed. RAP says court was wrong to block Rwanda deportation flight. Nigeria police rescued 35 teens exploited as sex slaves. World Refugee Day Monday, June 20th, 2022. The UNHCR organizing Global Creative Week for all refugees. What's happening to the Ambazonian refugees around the world and Nigeria in particular? Uprising in Ndu LGA as suspected armed Fulani militias killed two in Mbingo village earlier today. The peace-loving denizens of Abakwa rescued injured gendarme. La Liga steps up financial fair play attack on Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain.
Controversial UK deportation flight to Rwanda grounded after all asylum seekers removed. The inaugural flight of a controversial UK government scheme to send asylum seekers to Rwanda was stopped on Tuesday at the 11th hour after an intervention by the European Court of Human Rights, ECHR. And that's where we begin the full briefings of tonight's Undaunted. I am Oni Opala, and as always, I have with me Star Smart. Good evening, Star.
Good evening, Oni. It is heartbreaking to see a nation like Great Britain working at variance with international laws and human rights laws so desperately. One would expect that the UK should be a custodian and upholder of basic human rights. How unfortunate. Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen. According to the UK's PA Media news agency, all migrants have been removed from the plane and the flights to Rwanda will not take off as scheduled tonight. Britain's government had announced the deal with the East African country in April. Those people granted asylum would be allowed to resettle in Rwanda. The government insisted the program was aimed at disrupting people smuggling networks and deterring migrants from making the dangerous sea journey across the channel to England from France.
Advocacy group had initiated multiple legal challenges to stop the aircraft, including an appeal that was rejected by the Court of Appeal in London on Monday. Several dozen asylum seekers saw their tickets cancelled. Care for Celia's refuge charity said, leaving just 7 people due to the deported by Tuesday morning. But on the evening that the plane was expected to depart, the ECHR issued a series of rulings in the cases of the last Rwandan board asylum seekers, ordering the British government not to remove them. A Rwandan government spokesman, Yolanda Makolo, said the country is not deterred after the UK deportation flight to Rwanda was grounded. She says, "We are not deterred by these developments. Rwanda remains fully committed to making this partnership work," Makolo said in a statement sent to CNN on Wednesday. "The current situation of people making dangerous journeys cannot continue as it is causing untold sufferings to so many. Rwanda stands ready to receive the migrants from day when they arrive, offer them safety and opportunity